Daylight to all. We're in the last days. Also, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, we were also in the last days. The way I look at it is we've always been in the last days. The only thing to wonder about is why hasn't God come yet? Is that a question? Is that a logical question? Why God has not come yet? When this has been a person's playground, they've been enjoying themselves, partying it up. It's a party in the USA. Where people are saying that they're living their best life. Yellow. Listen, I'm just a messenger. There's folks that say, there's nothing wrong with the world. There's something wrong with you. There's folks that will say, don't come yet, Father. Give me some more time. I suppose more time to repent, more time to change their ways by their own will. And so to see how God has not come yet, but he's been on his way. And I as well have been evolving in the spirit, taking my place on the council, doing my Father's work, doing our work, right? So before you know it, it's just your Father's work. And then you realize it's our work. I love what I do. This is exactly where I would want to be, seated. If I could do anything in the world, be anything, well, I'm exactly that. Being me, doing the things that I've always done, telling the truth. It's just this time I'm not persecuted for it. This is the place to do it. I wouldn't want to be anything else. I wouldn't want to be a dentist. Clean your own teeth. Clean your own teeth. Let's all clean our own teeth. Let's learn how to clean our own teeth and learn how to keep our teeth clean and healthy. Let's start by not supporting products that are supposedly meant for our teeth, our gums, our mouth care, but are actually poisoning us. Let's demand for them to leave nature alone so that we can start using the herbs already there for us by God. There wouldn't be no dentist. You go to the Amazon or any other place that has not been quote unquote civilianized or civilianized, that too, I guess. And you see what they do with their teeth. Okay. Their teeth still strong. They're probably biting in bamboo sticks. I wouldn't want to be anything that I shouldn't have to be. Right? I shouldn't have to inject somebody with a poison. I shouldn't have to dispense generic poison. I shouldn't have to go to school, or I shouldn't want to be. Let me move to another room. I should not have to, or I would not need to study foreign invaders and synthetic entity. That again is poison. And if you need me to say what it is, then yes, medicine. I should not have to study medicine. Synthetic, generic, poisonous, toxic, fake medicine. It is not derived from plants. It is not holistic medicine. And I say medicine because natural, everything natural has a name. So it would be insulting to call nature's herbs, plants, and all that medicine. So yes, I should not and I would not. Why would anyone in their right mind, sound mind, godly mind, spiritual mind, would consider studying medicine, making medicine, administering medicine? Now, some folks got to change careers. Maybe I can't even use my certificate anymore because I don't condone it. Isn't that unfortunate? But it is the truth. Stop supporting. We all need to work together. And then they won't make these things. But these things are like high demand. If you can't get it off, through the pharmacy, you're trying to get it off the street. Oh no. We're doomed. Doomsday. Doomsday have been days upon days, just like the last days. Doomsday. Doomsday. Junkies on the street. Some of them will rob you, kill you, threaten you, just to get this sort of potent, toxic concoction. Some will even, disguise themselves as dedicated nurses and doctors just to have a hand, and pharmacists, doctors, right? They will disguise themselves as dedicated and devoted to this career to only get their hands on these drugs. They know who they are. Some of them get caught on law and crime. So I'm exactly who I always wanted to be. I'm exactly who I should be. Part of nature, not against her, working for her, advocating for her, wanting her to win, rooting for her. I'm not rooting for generic synthetic fabric of life. I'm not rooting for synthetic drugs, synthetic medicine. Who's rooting for that? Junkies? Who's rooting for that? Who really wants that? Addicts? Who? But they're not even in their right mind. So you can't even count them. It's the parasite. It's the parasite in them that wants it. Just like it's a parasite in them that will keep taking this all the way until they're dead. They could be in the hospital sick, organs failing, and they still taking it because the parasite. They're literally bleeding through every hole in their body and still want the drugs. It's the parasite. They could be an amputee now, can't even walk, and still want the drugs. The same thing that put them in this predicament. It's the parasite. So we can't count them in to be sound mind. We can't consider them. No, we cannot. That would be abuse. You just wrong for it. You just wrong for it. Someone's like, they know better. Well, listen. That's how you feel. So their count does not matter because they're not in their right mind. This is sound mind adults. Okay? And so for the sound mind adults, who is rooting for drugs and anything synthetic? Okay, then. So you're rooting for Mother Nature. You're rooting for all things real. More of an authentic lifestyle. Okay. If you're rooting for that, then you won't advocate for anything fake. You won't be supporting anything that's not real. You're going to be like, you're not real. It's not real. That is not real. So take it off. Like, we got to start from the beginning. We got to start from Adam and Eve just naked in the garden because, people are not like in their right mind. They don't know what real is anymore. Real is your body. Like, taking off anything artificial, that's real. I watched a documentary where this lady said, if it was a documentary, shoot, it could have been a dream. I don't know at this point. But this lady said that it was a documentary. She never takes off her contacts. And they're colored blue. They're blue. She's a black woman. She never takes off her contacts, ever. What has happened? We're doomed. That's scary. Yeah. So taking off anything fake, that's real. And then starting from there, you're gonna be like, okay, I don't want nothing synthetic touching my skin. I deserve better. My skin deserves better. This is baby soft skin. You know what I mean? You're gonna be like, okay, what sort of fibers are out there? You find there is synthetic and there's authentic. Well, who in their right mind, sound mind, would choose a synthetic fiber in their sound mind? If you had a chance to start over, really, are you gonna really choose fake fiber? I don't think so. It's that simple. So we need to be not advocating for supporting these places that, don't buy from them. And they even have the nerve to sell real fibers. You have to pay hundreds of dollars to really find a real cotton fiber. That's absurd. But it's all part of the trickery. Because we're already poor. Even the rich say they poor. Whatever. We already poor, so we can't afford that. We got to work with what we got, right? So then you got that philosophy. We got to work with what we got, baby. Go in that kitchen and just make something with what we got, baby. Because this is all we got. We got to make the best out of it. Beggars can't be choosers, Ain't nobody was begging. But you got all of this, and it's like, nah, good ain't good enough. And also, we've had that, and we're not going to use that as an excuse moving forward. Look, just stop. Go to where you need to go. Say what you need to say. Do what you need to do so that you won't even have to make excuses. Because, again, at the end of the day, they're still winning if you're over here just like still buying it because you're poor. And because they just choose to sell it at an absurd price. No. But this is how people are, where they're not even in their sound mind. You know that beauty supply store that's in the black communities? Primarily, who flocks to those things? Black people. Are they not in their right mind? Is something wrong with the black people? Some of them. Because we're not all the same. But, like, I have to speak as a community because if we're doing these things, then, like, something's not right. Are we not awake enough? Are we not in our sound mind? You're in your sound mind enough to wash your butt, but are you not in your sound mind when it comes to nature, being one with nature and knowing the benefits of it? Are you not in your sound mind when it comes to your health? I don't think so. And I've heard that. Some people in our community, okay, they lag when it comes to their health. So we on to something. Again, our community is flocking to these places. I'm speaking for my community just like someone else could speak for theirs. So here we are. And we're speaking today in 2026, okay? If you're doing these things in 2026, no ma'am, no sir. You don't have sound. You're not taking it seriously. You're not taking your health seriously, and that trickles down to nature. You're not taking nothing seriously. That's why when people look at you, they're not going to take you seriously. If you have artificial hair in your hair, I know it's weird to hear that. If you have artificial hair on your scalp, you don't take yourself seriously. though you get beat and all that stuff like that, or you think that you're put together. No, ma'am, you don't look serious. You're not taking your health serious. You're not taking your daughter's health serious, or your family. You're not taking the world serious, because you're part of the problem. You're part of the problem. It's not necessarily you, it's what you're doing. Okay? You're stereotyping us, right? And it looks fake and phony. It looks ratchet. It looks horrible. It looks like Cousin Ed. Please stop scaring the children. But that's just one thing. You're not taking your health seriously. And since you're not in your right mind, you think it's cute. You're flaunting it. You got your neck stretched out like you're boasting. And everyone else across the street is looking like you look like a hot mess. You look like Cousin Ed. It's fake. It even smells like plastic. And I say this because you have your own hair. That's the thing. It ain't like all of y'all are bald headed. It ain't like everyone got that curse. No. People have hair. Even if it's a little peach fuzz, you have something. You know what I mean? You know, you asking God for a new 2027 car, you need to ask him for more here. How about that? You put in all this toxic chemical product. You put in product on your fake, on the fake hair, the lab grown hair, when you could be like nourishing your scalp. You don't take yourself seriously. You're not in your sound mind, because there's no way. There's no way. And then the excuse is, oh, well, this is what we've done in the community. No, not everybody. Please don't. Please don't. I don't want to be associated with that. And then you acting like it's PTSD, girl. Like, just take the fake hair off. Take it off. You got to start somewhere. You got to start healing somewhere. You 40 now, and you still making excuses. You 40 and up, and you talking about how your great-great-grandmother, I can't even say great-great-grand, your great-grandmother put it in your hair, permed your hair. Okay, but you doing it to your children. What in a non-sound mind is this? If you know that they did this to you and now you're bald-headed, right, okay. But if you say that they did this to you and that's why, you do it sometimes, well then why are you doing it to your children? Just do it to you. That's what I mean. It's like you're doing exactly what your parents did to you. But you just said that you don't agree with it, but you're doing it. Are you not in your sound mind? I just said you weren't. But, like, can you see? Then they got the nerve to take pictures. Again, it's the boasting. It's like, I hate to tell you, or maybe I don't hate to tell you. I love to tell you. No one is, what's the word? Yeah, no one is excited to see that. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Like the real brothers out here, the real soulful brothers, yeah. Them. They don't like that. Now, if you want to deal with a superficial brother, fine. That really doesn't want to embrace a woman, embrace a natural woman, embrace a natural black woman, then fine. To him, he probably telling you to put the wig on. Keep it on. Matter of fact, keep it on while you're sleeping. Listen, if that's the sort of man that you're into, that's on you. But I'm here to advocate for the whole world, for the good, the righteous, the natural, the fear, and love, real love. You want someone to love you, but they don't love to see you. They don't love to see you. He said, keep it on. Take it off. Keep it on. Yeah. You can't even take it off in the sight of him. Oh, that's a deep pit that you must be in. Anyway, yeah, no one's excited to see that. The only people that actually will root you on, which is the majority nowadays, in the communities, and even outside the communities, is people that don't want to see you do better. They want you sick and cancerous. Anybody that's rooting you, saying, oh girl, you look so good, that hair, oh my God, you slayed. That lace front is killer. They literally mean that. Whether they knew it or not, their spirits confess. That's killer. She got the 16 inches, like what? I don't know the names for these things, but they got the, it's crazy. I think even one of the curls are called natural curl. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Don't insult people that have natural curls now, okay? But I guess it's close to a natural curl, a natural curl, I suppose. I don't know. But again, who is advocating for this? Who is supporting this? People that are like-minded. Are they sound-minded? Hell no. They are like-minded. And then if you find somebody outside of the community that don't look like you, that's like, girl, that's killer, they trying to tell you something. they just trying to be nice. There's a lot of them. When they make that face, they just, with their lips, they don't really mean it. It's just they trying to, be nice. They're trying to be cordial. They're trying to tolerate you. And it's not tolerable. It's just, when you make that face when you want to say something but you shouldn't, it's like holding your tongue. It's like, no, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's just, to be honest, like, the most sort of beautiful sights I've seen is like black women, all black women. But when I be seeing a beautiful sight is when I see a black woman wear like a short pixie cut or like a bald head. Like, that's me. When I see that, and when I say a bald head, I just mean it could be like a fade or whatever, something. Like their hair is very short. Or they may have a pixie cut or something. And you can just see the roundness of their head. It's just like, that's beauty. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful in the eyes, in my eyes, right? So it's hard to believe that, like, some people don't think that they're gonna be beautiful with short hair or like a bald head, and it's like, to a lot of folks, that's beautiful. We're not thinking, oh, this person's bald headed. It's like, their head shape is perfect for it, and like you get to see your eyes, and like it's beautiful. Some people color it and things. So anyway, they put little designs in it. Like, have fun with it. You can have fun with our sort of hair, but not to say that's how the person's gonna feel, but at least let me be honest, right? And how I see it. But again, it is what it is. You know, it's just the truth. And you're not in your sound mind. That's the reason why they are plants, right? Like these beauty supply stores and things like that, like they're here. You won't in the suburban areas, like you won't, like it's crazy. And here's the thing, it's not like, oh, it's a beauty store and it supplies natural things. No. We've all been to a beauty supply store. I remember when I was young, very young. We walk in there, you get your China slippers or your bangles, or you get everything. Lip gloss. You get your lip gloss from there. Like, shoot, everything was $1. Like, what? Word. Like, you would have thought they was like loving us, like they was here for us. But are they really? Is there something deep and dark about it? Because then when you question what the hell is in these ingredients, why the hell are they $1, right? Like, why is everything so cheap? You say, oh my God, this is Disneyland for us. You know, we don't have to go far, make up all this stuff, but it's fake. Was not the bangles fake, the lip gloss, the earrings, the China shoe plastic? Yeah. Yeah. You know, and we flock to it, you know. You get your wigs from there, your extensions. Yeah. And it's like perfect, you know, but then it's like, is it real? And no wonder why we become a stereotype. Because when you look around in the community, most of every woman, well, I don't want to say most, but we get it. You know, if we had a ratio, but when you look around, the stereotype is there. The stereotype is prominent. Like, face full of makeup, synthetic hair, nails, lashes. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you as a person is beautiful, but it's the stereotype. Like, what are you doing? What are you wearing? I'm just saying, this opens up a bigger door, a bigger discussion, because it leads into other things. But this right here is just the synthetic stuff, right? It isn't about, you know, certain people's attitudes or the anger or things like that. It's just the synthetic things that we have adapted, we have taken on, you know, we've chosen. But we could also leave it alone. We could also leave it alone and see if the people that run these stores will wear it themselves. Let them wear their own stuff. If these are from China, let the China people wear it. Because I'm sure a sound mind black person ain't gonna be creating stuff like that. Okay? You create what you want to see. Oof. What are they trying to tell us? They creating things they want to see. Well, they creating things for us. Fake things. What they want from us. What they want us to become. What do they want us to become? Sick? It's toxic. You're making toxic things and you're making it for us. That's what you want to see? You make what you want to see. You do what you want to do. You know, like, I say what I want to hear. If I was a director or, you know, any sort of thing, like, I'm going to put out what I want to see. If I want to see more of love and passion rather than passion and lust, I'm going to put out that. I'm going to put out more love and passion. That's going to be something you'll see. If I want to destroy the black community, I'm going to put out things that I know is going to destroy them. Whether they catch on to it or not, whether they do their own research or not, But it just seems like there's the ignorance where it's like they don't care. So it's like talking to a judge and making your case, but then the conclusion comes to the judge saying, well, look at, do they care enough to make the change? You can speak up for them all day. You can talk to them all day, but are they going to consider it? Are they going to make the change for themselves? And judging from statistics, go ahead and look on social media. You tell me. You tell me in 2026 if they give a dang about their health, if they even think about it, if they give a second thought other than vanity, other than trying to post a pic and be boastful. For what? Nobody is impressed. And let me tell you this, nobody in their sound mind. There's some people that may come off and say it in a more arrogant way, like, but let's just say they're not impressed, okay? It's not to say that this brother does not like you, but he's not impressed with, like, what you're flaunting. So don't be surprised if he's going to look at some other woman and she's just like a plain Jane. Okay? Why do you think? Like, that's the thing. Have you forgotten that it's not normal to be wearing synthetic? You're like a walking toxic concoction. You're like a walking plastic body. Some of them literally are. Plastic boobs, plastic butt, plastic muscles, plastic hair transplant, like, oh God. Plastic beards, plastic mustache, plastic eyebrows, like everything is plastic. Plastic clothes, plastic shoes, plastic panties, plastic jewelry. Oh no. So are you really surprised if someone said, I'm not interested in her? That is not cute. Or I'm not impressed. Or I'll choose to go over there to the other community. Because I don't like that. No, you should not be surprised. And then you shouldn't be surprised when your daughter is starting to act ratchet like you. Like, the stereotype just keep going. Like, it's just disgusting. Like, little kids talking with a potty mouth. No, ma'am. Like, little kids, like, snapping their fingers and, like, sucking their teeth and, like, moving their head across. Like, no, ma'am. Where would they get that from? I get there's a lot of things that are spiritual, but there's a lot of things that physically we see, we pick up because we see it. Why are you even doing that? Why are you even acting like that? Like, why haven't you changed your ways, cleaned up your ways before you even had kids? Now you got kids, why are you still not making an effort to clean up your ways and change your ways? And then why are you now allowing your children to act such ways? Why do you find that's cute? No one's impressed by that. Unless you're ratchet yourself. You see what I mean? Like-minded. If you're like-minded and your kids are like-minded, then you guys come together and be ratchet. But regular people, common sense, and it ain't just suburban people. No, like, I'm not in the suburban area. But I'm still different. Because it's just who I am. It doesn't take a certain environment for me to transform. You see, that's fake. And there's a lot of people like that as well. Those sort of quote unquote suburban blacks that, or people that try to act suburban because now they're in a suburban area or they pick up those things. I'm in the gutter. I'm in the darkness. I'm in the city, still hasn't made me a rat. You understand me? I've collected data. Like, I'm well aware of my people in these certain places, but it has not become me. You understand? So that is to show you it is possible to be in a city and not be a rat. I am that 1%. Okay. And I say that very humbly, proud as well. But anyway, like I was saying, somebody got to tell you. I'm sure your granny told you, and I'm sure you didn't care and you didn't listen and you laughed it off. No, honey, it is not funny, because you be the same ones that will say somebody is stereotyping you and being racist. Stop being a stereotype then. Stop being a stereotype. And that's another thing. Stop using the race card so easily. Stop it, because you're insulting our ancestors. They literally was being segregated off their skin tone. They were literally being discriminated against. You are not, honey. Just because you get pulled over and you're black does not mean they're targeting you because you're black. Like, they're going to tell you why they pulled you over. And I'm speaking for the ones that are fear, the cops that are fear. They're not actually being racist. They said they pulled you over because your tags. They pulled you over because you were going over the speed limit. And even though you hear that, you still will say you're being racist. Like, you people, you sort of people, whoever that is, right? It has nothing to do with color, but you sort of people that have that sort of spirit about you, you have that way, you talk that way, you use the race card for whatever reason to get out of things. You're stereotyping us again. Like, do you not understand? Like, you're the problem. You're the problem. So now you got certain folks saying, oh, they abuse that card. Because you do. You do. And it's pathetic, because it's like, we got to watch you and feel cringe, like black fatigue. It's like, they just happen to have the same skin tone as us, acting a fool. Like, it sucks. It sucks. And there's a lot of black people, because we're considered all black if we have black skin or black DNA, whatever. There are some people that talk about these things, but they don't talk about it very gently, okay? Some of them probably hate you. Some of them talk with hatred in their heart. And that's not okay. But I'm just saying, from Auntie over here, like, you gotta understand, like, there's people that are really giving up on you. There's people that, like, are your own people, right? Like, I'm your people, in a sense. Like, in society, I am. And in society. Just like if I was a public figure, you would be expecting me to talk for my community on the surface. Because on the surface, we all the same, right? I'm black. But in the spirit, you are not my people. My people are who my people are, right? It has nothing to do with skin tone. But since I am in this community on the surface, then yes, I've been around you. I know you. I'm one of you. But it's just like, so I can speak for you. But there are people that, are going against, like, their own people on the surface, right? They don't associate with you. They don't make movies like black movies. You don't never see them in black movies. Nothing like that. And you can't blame them, because at the end of the day, they can do what they want to do. They're not saying nothing. They're not harming nobody. They're just not advocating for the black community. They're just not having no parts in it. And like I said, that's not, to me, they can do what they want to do, but it isn't helping us. You understand? Because this is a public figure. People look up to this person. so they could use their position to influence our community, to help and build our community, because clearly we don't listen. We don't listen to each other, or whatever the case may be. But and this is, like I said, this is just far as things we do, physical things that we use. And we don't have to support these places that don't want the best for us, because looking at the facts, if everything in this store is toxic, but everything in this store was meant for us, well, case closed. And I'll leave it there.